Well, it's that time of year. Most retailers are involved with Black Friday sales that seem to have now spread to the entire month of November. This year, I'm doing several Black Friday videos, each focused on a single vendor I've either purchased something from this year or with whom I have an affiliate agreement. I've often both gotten review items and made purchases. The items I'm calling out here are mostly things I've reviewed or have seen positive reviews from other YouTubers. I'll have affiliate links below. Purchasing through them won't impact your costs, but will provide a small commission to the channel. Let's get started by taking a look at some of Retevis Black Friday deals. Some of these may update in terms of price as we get closer to Black Friday, so those prices may differ a bit from what's shown on these product pages as I record this today. So let's take a look at some of my favorite Retevis products here in 2025. Again, the prices may vary a little bit. You can see up here at the top of the screen on the day I'm recording this, it's a couple of days away from Black Friday, so they may be a little bit different. But here are some of the products that I've reviewed from Retevis that I really like. The first one here is the Allen's HA1G GMRS radio. This is a stout little radio. It's got a good screen. As you can see, the colors are well defined. It's fairly easy to see in bright sunlight. It's got a full set of features, and it comes with a long-range antenna. As they say, it's a 5-watt radio. It's a larger radio, what I would call a full-size HT. And it's got the usual buttons and so forth here, programmable side keys, the keypad, and all of that good stuff. Again, the HA1G is IP67 rated. That means it's waterproof to a meter for 30 minutes and dustproof. Plus, it's fairly rugged build, so you should feel safe in taking it out on your outdoor adventures, as you see here displayed in some of the Retevis artwork that we're looking at. It's got the GMRS repeater channels. You can also program do-it-yourself repeater channels for your own special CTCSS codes for the repeater areas that you use or visit, as well as applying them to the regular first 22 channels of GMRS. And then, of course, it has Type-C charging, which has become almost the standard now, plus NOAA weather alerts and an emergency alarm, which is a feature I tend not to worry about. So the HA1G from Retevis is a good choice if you're looking to upgrade your GMRS radio kit. Related to the HA1G is the HA1UV, which is the ham version of that radio. So it's got the same features, the same display, the same shape. This one is in black, where you saw the other one is now sold as a bright green radio. And it comes with a programming cable. And so you can see that it too is waterproof. It's got a big battery, and it has a second push-to-talk function that you can program in, so you can talk on the upper register or frequency with one and then the lower with the other if you choose to program it that way. Again, so we've got the basic features of any analog FM, 2 meters and 70 centimeters. It's dustproof and waterproof here. It's got good range with a large battery, 2800 milliamp hour battery, as well as a nice display that I've mentioned before. So the radio is really pretty nice. I've used it, I've reviewed it. You can see the review on the Gadget Talk channel. One of the other radios that I have and I've reviewed on the channel is the RA89, and you can see it's got some Black Friday discounts on it as well. This has also got an IP68. It's an analog UHF VHF ham radio. This kit happens to come with a speaker mic as well. One of the things I like about this particular radio is that it's solid, and then it has this LCD screen here, which means that it's easily readable outdoors. Now, I love the color screens, but sometimes they can be a bit frustrating when you're out in bright sunlight. Not so with this radio. So if you're planning on using the radio outdoors quite a bit, you may want to consider using an LCD screen like the one here on the RA89. And so that is one of the really good features of this. The other feature about this radio is that it's a 10-watt radio, so it transmits a higher power signal than the 5-watt radios that we've looked at before. So again, as we look down here, you can see that it's waterproof. It's got a high power USB-C charging. You can set power to high, medium, and low on the radio menus. Here's that waterproof again. Plus it has some noise reduction built in, which means basically the radio is going to assess what it hears and try to single out your voice as it makes the transmission, so a lot of the noise and stuff that you might be around doesn't go through on the transmission, making it easier to hear for the people who are listening in. We've got that large battery. We can copy by using some of the technology that's often available on these radios to listen for another radio and then identify the frequency and the CTCSS codes and then the USB-C charging that I've mentioned already. So that's the RA89, a good choice for someone who needs a waterproof, rugged radio who's going to be outdoors quite a bit of the time. Now here we've got the RT85. You can see this one comes in a dual pack, so these radios are, about $40 a piece. And the RT85 is like the RT89's little brother. It's not as rugged, it's not IP protected in terms of waterproof and dustproof, and then it is a 5-watt radio. And so it is a scaled down version of the RT89. I have this radio. I've done a review on it. It's a nice little take-along radio. It's inexpensive. You can see it's got the LCD panel here for frequency, and it's got all of the controls and features and menu items that you would expect in a little ham HT. And so it's also down there at a price where you can take it along and not worry too much about getting it banged up or losing it, that kind of thing. So it's at a pretty good price point, pretty good performance, but not quite as rugged as the RT89 that we just looked at. The last thing we're going to look at here at the Retevis site for our Black Friday stuff is the RT97L. Now, Retevis provided me one of these for a review, and I've taken it out in the woods, set it up on my RV, and you can use this to lengthen the range of your GMRS radios. And it doesn't have to be a GMRS radio from Retevis, any GMRS. It sets the frequencies here. You can set up a CTCSS code. It's just got a couple of menu items with up and down buttons is how you control the thing. And it will provide you with a way to reach out, so you can extend a GMRS radio up on a flagpole on your RV like I did, or you could throw it up in a tree and just use it in a portable setting, or you could mount it to something more permanent if you wanted to use a repeater around your farm or your ranch, or a small business that might be spread out over a couple of acres. Would give you really excellent coverage for that. Now, this isn't going to be something you want to do as a public repeater in terms of its ability to be interacting all the time, but as a private repeater, it's going to be very nice for those of you who need or want that capability. As we look here, it's easy to carry around with you. It's an IP66 waterproof, so the ability to withstand dust is one level less than an IP67. It's got a 25-watt output, which is a little less by the time you get it through the duplexer, and it refers to that here in this artwork where it says that it's going to be in the neighborhood of 22 watts, and then maybe reduced even more, depending on how long the cable run is to the antenna that you're using. You can choose from several of the GMRS repeater channels. Again, you can connect it through this data port to like an Raspberry Pi, where you could do some remote control of the thing should you choose. It's got high temperature protection if it happens to be sitting out in the sun, or if it is in a low temperature position. And then of course you'll need to power it some way, either through the included power brick or from a battery such as a LiFePO battery if you're going to set it up remotely, and use a solar panel to keep the battery charged. So the RT 97L is really a handy device, and it has much more power than some of the other GMRS repeaters here out in the market today. So that's the last of the things we're going to look at for the Black Friday sales at Retevis or Retevis, depending on how you pronounce it. Again, most of the things that we've talked about I've done reviews on, I own, and I'm really impressed with. So some good choices for you here on the Retevis website for Black Friday.